If you guys want to stay on schedule, I am ready whenever you are. So we can wait till 3:05 like we have on the schedule, or just talk for a second.
I hit record and you're spotlighted, so let's go. Roll with it.
You know, I've been, of course, on the calls all day. Just didn't have the video on because I was, but here's, like Laura said a little bit earlier, it's amazing how everything sort of rolls together. And when we plan the agenda for things like this, we do want to have some kind of a flow, but we want to give you a lot of information. But it really does amaze me how everything really does roll into the next. So if you've read the agenda, my topic is old dog, new tricks. Okay, which I'm not sure if I'm offended by that or it's a compliment, but what it really, the reason they asked me to do a spotlight, we had the Rockstar Virginia earlier to show you a brand new consultant who was asked multiple times, was actually doing another business altogether, seeing the Pampered Chef light, as I call it, okay? And then they're asking me, and I think the reason we decided to put the old dog into this slot was really because, like Laura said, and this is something I want you guys to always remember, you joined Pampered Chef for one reason, you stay for a million others. Every single day of my business, I'm doing it for another reason, okay? That's what it comes down to. And like Laura, and well, especially like Tiffany, my children grew up with this business. Remember, I've been doing this for 28 years. I had to laugh. I almost spit out my coffee when Tiffany said this. I actually did a show while I was in labor, okay, with my daughter. So I was like at a show, dilated. Louie's in the car with the engine running, okay, in the driveway. It was January. And all of a sudden, we're like, and I'm like, well, they're only going to have me wait at the hospital. Let's just finish this up. And not only was it a phenomenal show, I signed up the hostess who's still with me 23 years later and an amazing seller and leader. So, but, we joined for one reason, we stay for a lot of others. Now, if you go back on my history a little bit, I should have quit Pampered Chef, maybe 400 times. I've had valid reasons to pack it in and walk away. I've had valid reasons for saying, I can't do this. I can't keep going. We've had tragic loss in my 28 years in this business. I was in an accident with a head-on with a semi. And was, as recently as a few years ago, I was in the hospital for 8 months straight. Okay, so here's the thing. There were so many times I could have walked away. Bye-bye. Thank you, Pampered Chef. You've been good to us. Okay. No hard feelings. Gotta go. Okay. But why? Here's the question you want to ask yourself. First of all, look at the things that have happened. Okay. So with me personally, because this is where it's coming from, is, I've lost my father during my time. I've lost a child during my time. My husband got seriously ill where he could not work, and Pampered Chef became our sole income. When all of these things happened, I could have definitely made a choice, except when my husband got sick. Thank God he's doing great, but, so the choice became easy. I ramp up my business even more, okay? And he became Mr. Mom at home because he couldn't go to work, and I kept us going. I can't imagine, like Laura said, where we would be if I had given up. Okay, so that's the great thing about Pampered Chef, guys. What you're putting into it, you're going to get out of it. So this old dog, all of a sudden, I'm the queen of live shows. I've done more than anybody in the history of our company. I've sold more than anybody, well, there's one person right now, but that's only until next week, okay, than anybody else in this company. I've gotten every award and accolade that the company can possibly give a consultant, and look at me. I'm not your model. I am not your, okay, but you know what it was? It was me. And there was something that I had that worked. Okay. But here's what the thing about it is, right? Virtuals came on. And I started questioning everything that I knew about this business. Was this for me? Okay. So when virtuals were really starting to make a scene, and you have to understand, Tanya, our fearless leader in this retreat, right? She came in and she was one of the very, very full go, balls to the wall virtual consultant. I was not. Okay. So everybody, oh, you're doing so good with virtuals. Well, good for you. That's great. I'm a live show consultant. This is what I do. Oh, oh, that's awesome. Good for you. You're techie. Oh, even better. I'm too stupid for a smartphone. Yeah. Right? So I was telling myself in my head, this is not going to go anywhere. The bubble's going to burst. What's going to happen? Oh, they don't know how to do a live show. They couldn't do a live show if their life depended on it. And these were actually the thoughts of a lot of us live show consultants, because we were, and I think deep down, you know what it was? Fear, ignorance. And we were like going, okay, are we going to become obsolete? Is the live show consultant going to become obsolete? Okay. So, and I'm putting it all out for you guys. Okay. I am putting it out there. We all had these thoughts in our head. So we kept going along. We kept booking our live shows and doing great. Don't get me wrong. I've got the best live show party average you would dream of. If I was doing a live show, I knew I was not going to walk out of there unless it was $1,500 or more in sales. I knew what I was doing. I was very confident. What I was not doing was parlaying that confidence in my product knowledge, my recipes, helping my customers and my hosts into my virtual world. I didn't need to. It was all good, right? I was busting my butt, but it was all good. Then March 2020 hit. And I'm like, I am screwed. I am totally screwed. I'm like thinking, okay, I tried this virtual thing a couple of times. I mean, I was on vacation in Hawaii and I had poor Tanya trapped in my hotel room with me, helping me set up my virtual parties that I convinced people to do for me. I had no idea. I had no clue. I was just like going with it. Okay. And we go to conference 2 years ago. I am psyched. I am coming back pumped to become a virtual consultant, seeing all these rising stars. I wanted to be one of them. Okay. Came home, ended up in Facebook jail for months. It was like never ending. I was not getting paroled. And I said, oh, forget it. This is not worth it. Not worth it. And so I gave it up again and went back to doing what I knew how to do and I was comfortable with. But when you're given no other choice, what do? Do you wrap it up and walk away? Do you say, oh, that's okay. I'll just put enough in to get my overrides and, I'll wait it out. Well, I'm going to tell you brutally, honestly here. If I had chosen to do that, I would have lost out. You ready for this? On over $65,000 in commission for March, April, May, June, and July. That's right. You heard. I probably made in the last 5 months more than some people make in a year. Okay? As a salary. I would have literally, that's what would have gone away. All right. And this is now, was I selling as much as like Tiffany was doing, her 25, 30,000 a month, or some of these like real people selling 50, 60, 70,000? I mean, I don't want to work that hard if I'm totally honest with you, but I don't do block parties either. So I was very proud of what I was doing and seeing the result. And Louie's like, I am never loading up your car again. I'm telling you that right now. You are not going back to live shows. Eventually I will, I'm sure. But when I was thrown into the fire, I had no other option. So either I make it work or I say, thank you, Pamper Chef. You have been wonderful to me and my family. And I'm grateful for the 28 years. It's time for me just to, retire. We've all been there. And a lot of the times, I mean, I've had consultants honestly decide to lay down their business because they had a hangnail. I mean, People will give you the silliest reasons, but you know what? They're looking for something. It's not for them. It's not the right fit. But when you think, for me, how my Pampered Chef business is my life. Like Laura said, my best friends are part because of Pampered Chef. The people who were by my side when I was in the hospital, in the ICU for month after month, who came to see me? It was my Pampered Chef friends who sent food and gift cards, who sent me stacks of, cards, and they sent Christmas trees to my hospital room because I was in there from November, the beginning of November, until the following July. Okay, they came and decorated my hospital rooms. I mean, Pampered Chef to me is family. It is my favorite family, even over my immediate family. I'm not going to lie to you. But for me, the fact that Pampered Chef was able to put my children through the best schools in the country, the fact that when my husband couldn't work, I could, okay? But the fact that when I couldn't work, I could still work. I never took a grace month. I never took a leave of absence because I rallied on the loyalty and the connections I had with my hostesses and customers. So they were doing catalog shows for me. They kept me going, and none of them really knew that I was literally in an ICU unit for months. You know what I'm saying? So when you really look at what can Pampered Chef do to you, we all have a story. We all have a reason. We all have our why. And if you don't know why Pampered Chef is going to do something, or be the thing you're looking for, find out what that is. Okay, so you were a kidnapper. So what? Mm-hmm. It changed. You're still here. You're doing training. You're a rock star. You're about to promote to an executive. You're about to promote to whatever. It's about timing. Like Jen said, a few years ago, it wasn't the time. But she knew she was coming back. And that's the great thing about Pampered Chef, guys. It's always here. It can become your life, where all of us die-hard Pampered Chef people. It is like where our family's like going, for the love of God. You know what I mean? Okay, becomes your life. You become obsessed. But for most of us, it fits alongside our life, and it gives you a life that you want and desire. But you're not going to get any of it if you don't put into it. There's no cash out machine if nothing is put into the machine. Okay, you're not going to cash in, especially if you cash out. If you're like, okay, we're good, let's go. Now, would I feel bad at all if after 28 years I decided to retire? No. Pampered Chef has served my family so well, I would never be anything more than immensely and humbly grateful. Okay, so am I going to feel bad when the time comes for me to put up the crates and close down my Pampered Chef store? No. It's done what it needed to do. But the fact that I've been given this rebirth as a virtual consultant, who knows how long I can keep going. Okay, so like I said to all of my team as we've been doing trainings, I feel like I am a brand new consultant as of March 6th. When I did my last live party, then we were under lockdown, I became a new Pampered Chef consultant. I am now a Pampered Chef virtual consultant. Never thought those words would come out of my mouth, ever. But it gave me a rebirth. Am I struggling like you guys? Yeah, I'm struggling to learn. I'm struggling to figure out, how do I make it me? And like Linda said to us earlier, I went to find the answers, and I've got my gurus. You know how many times I go to Tiffany and say, Tiffany, help me with this? And she's like, got it. And within 10th of a second, I've got a Evernote. I've gone to Sharice, who's the rock star in virtual parties. And she's like, oh my God, it's her again. Do you know what I mean? But now I've been able to do that for other friends, where they're coming to me and saying, okay, how do I do this? Well, what do you mean by this? What does that mean? And that makes me feel good. Like, oh, I can actually give you the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a brand new consultant. So a lot of you saying, oh, I started in July. Well, I started in March. You have to go with the flow. And if you don't, the door's open. There's no one at the door telling you can or cannot do anything. What do you want from the business? Are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to, what is that saying? Not go with the flow, but that saying, you gotta be able to go with it, or you just give up. And that's okay. If you're going to give up, that's okay. But don't use the word give up. You gave it a shot. You tried. It was not your bag. That's okay. But you know what? A year from now, you're going to go, well, maybe if I try something different, maybe this time it will work. Okay? Jen did. And now was the time. I mean, if you go through every one of our, I mean, look at Tiffany. She was raising literally 2 kids by herself because her husband was across the country working. And if she wasn't doing Pampered Chef though, think about it. Was she going to be able to get up and make those 5 o'clock in the morning runs for swimming? I follow Tiffany. I know everything she does. I wait for the truisms. I want to see what Mia's doing. Do you know what I mean? But the thing of it is though, she'll tell you the only way she was able to contribute to the family and their lifestyle, take her husband on these vacations. My kids have seen the world thanks to Pampered Chef. I homeschooled my children. Okay, I know you feel bad for them. I do too. It's awful.
Hey, Feriale, we
What?
got to wrap it up a little bit.
No, we're not. Now, so what you're going to do though, guys, seriously, from this old dog, try the best you can. Look at Linda, look at Laura. Look, you have to learn the new tricks. Otherwise, why would you throw it away? Why throw the baby out with the bathwater? You just have to learn to float and go with it. Okay, so if I can do it and still make more of a living, okay, than I have ever, and don't get me wrong, I'm a good seller, I made a good living, but to make that much in literally a 4.5 month span where I thought I was gonna just have to pack it up and and buy something to stay active, that's the honest to God truth. I never dreamed it would be what it is. And to see my team go through the roof and they're meeting their goals, there's nothing better, guys. So this old dog is telling you, do not give up until you just can't anymore, because it's all there waiting for you. What you put into it, you're gonna get out of it. It's that simple. That's it. So this is the old dog. I'm done now. I'm being told to cut it down. So I'm cutting it down.
All right.
I took back the 5 minutes.